Hey guys and gals, no, this isn't another vehicle for sale. It's just another vehicle in the family. I hope you can hear me. If not, you won't be seeing this video on YouTube. But this is the new family whip, an 09 Toyota Tacoma. We basically need to, had to replace that minivan that I sold. But this is what I got. Steph decided she wanted to call it Forest, and I thought the name stuck to it, so that's the name of this whip. I figure I'd give you guys a quick tour of it if I can, while I can. I think he's in pretty good shape. Miles are kind of up there, admittedly. I think he's like at 205, but he's got good tire color. I mean, she's obviously lifted, but I don't know what type of lift, I don't know what size of lift, or anything like that. Back seat here, Williams car seat. He's big enough now that he can be front facing. Back seat, cab room, and these things, if you guys are curious, I feel like it's okay. Especially for the class of truck that it is. Definitely not, like Medicab size or anything, but, decent for this particular class of truck. Get up here and show you the interior. Pop myself up in here. I need to get some, people would say running boards, but I'm thinking of getting some rock sliders, because I kind of see this thing the same as I see my Toyota FK Cruiser I had a little while back. I wouldn't mind taking this thing on some trails eventually. And I know with running boards, if you get hung up on a rock or something, they will beat up the cab. And I don't want that. So here's the interior. Of course, your instrument cluster, the typical window switches, window lockout, door locks, manual door lock, speaker up here. I'll give you the rundown. This is the TRD option. So down there, fog light controls, rear diff lock. There's an inverter in the bed, or like a typical household plug outlet in the bed of the truck. That switch controls that. Mirror controls, traction control off, click start cancel if you need it, and RSCA, basically like another traction control disabling switch. Steering wheel controls, volume. This is like channel up down, seat controls, and mode control. Nothing over here. You do have a cruise control up here, turn signal with wiper. Oh, this is wiper controls up here. No, I'm sorry, this is your. Yeah, and then, so basically the wiper control switch, turn signal, and headlight controls, obviously. She does have an aftermarket deck, Kenwood, Garmin, in case you guys are curious. Clock is down there, flashing security light, passenger airbag warning, on or off. The simple 8-track controls, which I like. How hard do you want it, how hot or cold do you want it, where do you want it. AC reset controls, power outlet down here. She is a stick shift, that's what drew me to her. Cup holders are down here. My phone mount down here. And parking brake over here. So yeah, back there. She does have the auto dimming rear view. She does have, it's supposed to be temperature and compass up here, but this is burned out. I guess this is typical for the this era of the Tacoma. I just haven't gotten to replace it yet. Overhead lights, you do have one more light right back there. And then of course sunglasses holder, mirrors, typical Toyota fare for the era. But yeah, this is a tour of my 09 Tacoma. I like it. I've had it for about 2 weeks, rough-ish. Drives good, runs good. I'll give you guys a start up if you want. I'm just trying to do like a short video for you guys. Got that. Straighten up my wheel here. So tachometer, speedometer, odometer, engine temp control. That is my seatbelt warning light. Let's see if I can get it to focus better if you guys are trying to read my panel. Oh, I'm sorry. The flashing light is for the seatbelt warning light. That is the brake warning light, just because the parking brake is engaged and fuel is down there. So yeah, good truck overall, I think. This is the aftermarket deck. Oh yeah, and the four-wheel drive control is over here. I definitely know it works because I had to use it. And it's not even. We're in the middle of winter. Pueblo. Well, winter started probably 8 days ago, but haven't had a meaningful snowfall yet. Kind of concerning because as of today, this is the 30th of December. We have a wildfire going on up in Boulder, Colorado, which is in the north side of the state. Very odd, just tells you how freaking dry we are right now. Anyway, I digress, but the reason I know that the four-wheel drive works is because I had a rear U-joint go out on the rear drive shaft, so that sucked. I basically had to drive this thing in four-wheel drive for a couple of days until I could get the U-joint and one of the rear yokes fixed, because that snapped when the U-joint went out. So yeah, like I said, good truck. I think I'm pretty satisfied with it. So you guys are probably wondering, why the Tacoma. And if you remember, I had that Toyota FJ, the FJ Cruiser. I really liked that particular vehicle. The only reason I really gave it up was just the rear differential was going out on it, and I was looking at about a little less than $3,000 to replace it. Just for me, I was looking at the mileage that it had and things like that, and it wasn't making economical sense in my head at the time. Looking back, if you were to ask me again, like if I knew then what I know now, more than likely I just would have opted to fix the rear diff and hang on to the FJ. But the one thing I like about the Tacoma, and the reason I picked up a Tacoma and not an FJ, well, first, I really couldn't find a good FJ in the price range that I was hoping to find. But yeah, so I was kind of struggling to find a good FJ priced at what my budget was. But I was finding a lot more of these Tacomas, well, a couple of them. And the dealer that I got this from, which is Liberty Motors, which I've dealt with them quite a few times, actually. They just happened to get this one in. I really liked it and decided to go with it. I got the Tacoma mostly because, one, it would give me a truck again. Granted, a little quarter-ton truck, whatever. It would give me a truck again. These Tacomas, in my opinion, they do definitely seem to be holding their value. I don't think they're holding it as well as the FJs are, because the FJ prices to me are still kind of nuts, but they're still holding their value, and I have more room in the back, at least as far as the back seat goes, than the FJ offered me. And they can still do, like I was mentioning earlier, I'd still feel comfortable, especially in the setup this truck has. I'd still feel comfortable running the mountain trails if I really wanted to do that again. I just haven't had time with my work schedule. Plus, again, we're in the middle of winter, so not typically the best time to go trail hunting unless you really, trail riding, unless you really know what you're doing. But I digress. So that's the reason why I picked the Tacoma. It's just, I know these things hold their value. It's still a truck. Pretty reliable, in my opinion. I don't hear that many complaints about the Tacomas, especially compared to the newer, half-ton and bigger trucks. For those of you that know me, yes, I do still miss my Dodge diesels. Would I get one if the money was there and if the opportunity was there? Absolutely, I will do another one again. But it just wasn't there this time. I was looking at a couple of them about the same time I was looking at this Tacoma. I was actually looking at two mega cabs. I think one was an 06, one was an 07, one was a stick shift, one was an automatic. And I was thinking about financing them because they were both basically mega cabs that were converted into long beds, and I wanted to finance them. But the problem that came up with it was the people that did the financing, the VIN numbers, the VINs, basically both of them came back as salvage titles or salvage history. And the two lenders that I was working with said, yeah, no, we can't finance if there's a salvage history on the trucks. So it's just going to pan out. As much as I would have loved to went that route, otherwise, yeah, I'd be back in the Medicab Cummins again. So I ran into this Tacoma instead. So that's where I'm at with it. Why I'm in the Tacoma. It's a good truck. It's a very good. It's still something I was definitely wanting. It wasn't something I just settled for sure. I like the Tacoma. I mean, for me, my needs and stuff like that, it makes more sense to run the Tacoma, versus a big, heavy diesel. But, like I said, if the opportunity came up, absolutely. It wasn't there this time. And that's why I'm in the Tacoma. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick little tour. If you have more questions or, if you're just curious about the Tacoma, let me know down in the comments. I can either make a video or reply, and we'll go from there. Thanks. Hope you guys are having a great day. Bye.